All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to class today. If you are here, you are looking to exercise with me. My name is Corey. I'm a physical therapist here at UCSD. And yeah, we'll get started with some exercise in just a second. I did want to bring up just something because you guys have probably noticed that it is hot outside. It is hot here. It's pretty hot everywhere. So I just wanted to remind you all that, there are a lot of people, I think it's like, I jotted it down, 64% of people with Parkinson's disease report some sort of thermodysregulation, which basically means that you don't tolerate excessive heat very well. It could be heat in our case right now, or even a cold intolerance. So it's just something to kind of be aware of and keep in mind. And if you feel this way and just never put it together, again, that's kind of why I wanted to bring it up, because I see it a lot in my patients, especially lately since it's hot outside. So the key things to remember are that, we have with Parkinson's disease can have some autonomic dysregulation, and that's the part of the body or the brain that controls our ability to regulate our heat and regulate our body temperature. So sometimes we can have perspiration issues, which obviously perspiration is the way that we can regulate our temperature. So we can see either too much sweating or too little sweating, which is going to affect, again, how you feel during these hot, excessively hot months or weeks. So if you're feeling that way, some other examples that you may experience is feeling really, really hot, even in warm temperatures, not necessarily hot temperatures, excessive sweating, not sweating enough, even when it's really hot outside, increased fatigue during the warm weather, sometimes even nausea, vomiting, dizziness as a response to that overheating, and then changes in your mood. So if you're experiencing any of those things, try to just get out of the heat. So if you're trying to sit outside and get some vitamin D, maybe you move it inside. Even sitting in the shade, even if you're not in direct sunlight, can still be an issue. So just keep that in mind. And then obviously drink lots of water. Try to do any activities if you're walking outside or even exercising. If you don't have air conditioning, sometimes people tell me that I exercise in the air conditioning and I still have issues. Take a rest day, okay? Don't do too much, because then you're just gonna overexhaust yourself. Obviously exercising on cooler parts of the day, so earlier in the morning or in the evening, wearing light, loose, breathable clothing, and again, fans, air conditioning, all those things are helpful. But again, just wanted to bring those up. And if you have, more questions about that, or you're noticing really big issues with it, as always, talk to your doctor for any more advice that they can give to you. All right, so like today's class is going to be challenging. I chose more kind of dual tasking things. So we're going to challenge your mind, not necessarily trying to get your heart rate up a ton, just because I am considering that it is hot outside for many of you. So if you need to take a break or pause the class and take it later on in the day, feel free to do that. Don't try to push yourself and then lead yourself to extreme exhaustion, okay? All right. Let's see if I set my camera up. So our warm up today is we're gonna use or do some agility drills. So you can do these in sitting or standing. I'm gonna be doing them in standing. Do them next to your countertop, a sturdy chair, a wall, anything that you have in case you have some balance issues. All right, and we are going to start with some basic just foot movements. If you have the room and your balance is good, feel free to move. You don't have to stay in one place. If your balance isn't very good, I want you staying pretty stationary, again, next to the wall or your chair. And then obviously if you're sitting, you're just gonna be working from the chair, but still doing the leg movements. So these are gonna be challenging, again, for your feet and your brain. So bear with me. I'm gonna run through them all first, and then we're going to, just to introduce you to the movements so you kind of know what's coming, and then we'll go into our timed trials. So the first one you've seen before, we've done a lot, is just marching. So marching in place. Again, if you're sitting, just work on that. Obviously, the way to challenge yourself here is to go a little faster. Okay, and the next one that we're gonna do are going to be kind of like the jumping jacks we've done before. And again, I know my head's getting chopped off, but I want you to see more of my feet. So this one, you're gonna be working on going out, out, in. So you can imagine a square, out, in. And you're trying to step over the lines of that square. If you are moving and trying to, move forward, you're gonna be moving forward at the same time. And my feet get cut off. So out, out, in. And you can work on backwards too. That's gonna be a good way of challenging yourself. The third one is both feet are gonna be out, and we're going to try to step in and go to one foot. So if that's difficult, if that little hop is difficult to go right to the 1 foot, what you can do is be out, you step in, pause, foot up. And then we go back out, back in, stand on 1 foot. So we're gonna do 1 round going into the right foot. Then we're going to do a round of going into the left foot. And then we're gonna move into a round of alternating what foot you're standing on. So it's that same out, out, in pattern that we do the second time around, but we're just changing what foot you're stepping to. And then the last one is going to be challenging, similar pattern, but a little bit different. So bear with me. So what you're gonna do is you'll start kind of with your feet together. You're gonna step out sideways onto 1 foot. Step, 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 1 foot. Step, 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 1 foot. Okay, so we're moving kind of in a lateral direction. Again, if you're moving forward, you'll just add that forward piece as you're moving sideways. So that one's gonna be the most challenging one, the hardest one. I'll pull my pants up a little bit so you can see my ankles against the contrast. All right, so we're gonna do 3 rounds in a row of every task. So we're gonna start with the most simple, that marching, and then move to our most difficult. So we'll do a round, take a break, do another round, take a break, do another round, take a break. So then that way you really have a chance to try to really get the pattern down. I don't want to be alternating patterns when you guys are just learning. So go at your own pace as far as the actual stepping goes, but you'll do the rounds with us. All right, so again, we're just gonna start with the marching. So just marching in place. If you're sitting, marching in place. Here we go. So we got 30 seconds. That's going. So march. You can start pretty easy, just getting the body warmed up. And again, go at your own pace. If it's warm in your home or wherever you're exercising, you can get the arms involved. Lots of different ways to make this more challenging. All right, so we're coming up, 5 seconds left. All right, so I'll do a 10-second break. Now, if that felt easy, I want you to try to go a little bit faster this time or a little bit higher. So now I'm going faster. And you can be holding onto the wall, holding onto your chair. So because I'm going faster, my legs aren't coming up as high. We're halfway through. Almost done.
2, 1, rest.
All right, take a little break. We're gonna do the same thing again for the third round. This time I'm gonna push myself a little harder and I'm gonna be moving forward. You get to the end, you can turn around and go forward or go backwards. If you have to go slower, then go slower. So still the same pattern of movement, we're just changing the speed.
3, 2, 1.
All right,
rest.
so now we're gonna be moving to out, out, in,
3,
in,
2,
out,
1,
out,
go.
in. Same thing as before. Maybe just start with just this pattern. Try and get this pattern down.
Halfway there.
Out, out, in.
3, 2, 1.
All right, so take a break. Now that we're getting more complicated, you might not want to progress it, but if you feel like that was challenging or easy, you want to make it harder, out, out, in. You can start going forward and backwards, or you can even go both feet. So almost like a jumping jack. We're just not adding the arms in. So out, out, in.
2, 1, rest.
All right. Take a little break and move back. We got one more round of this one.
1,
So
go.
out, out, in. Stay in the frame enough that you guys can see my feet.
Halfway there.
Now I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna move my left foot first. Whoop, and I just messed it up.
3, 2, 1, rest.
All right, take a little break. We're moving on to the next harder one. So we start with our feet
3,
out,
2,
and we're gonna come
go.
in to one foot, and then back out, in to one foot, out, out, in to one foot. So I'm using my right foot. And again, we're gonna do 3 rounds of this. If you can go a little faster, try to go a little faster.
3, 2, 1, rest.
All right, take a break a second. So that's your basic move. Now we're going to move to the left foot.
2, 1, go.
Hard for me to do this slower, which sometimes is a good challenge to your balance and your brain.
Halfway there.
So, if you're trying to go and challenge yourself, it would look like out, in, out, in.
3, 2, 1.
So that takes a lot of balance. Take a little break. All right, now we're gonna go
3,
alternating feet.
1.
So out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. So trying to alternate which feet are coming up. And again, if you're jumping, it's gonna go out, in, out, in.
3, 2, 1, rest.
Nice job. All right,
2,
next one.
go.
Feet in, out to the side. Tap, tap, out, tap, tap, out, tap, tap, out, tap, tap,
Halfway there.
out. So both of your feet are tapping in that middle and then coming up to that
3,
single
2, 1.
march.
Rest.
All right, take a little break. Hope you guys are all hanging with me so far.
3, 2.
All right, here we go again. So out, tap, tap. So it's quick little feet
Halfway there.
coming across.
Three, 2, 1. Rest.
Nice work. We got one more round. Then we'll be all done with this warm up, okay?
2,
So
1.
out. And if you feel ready, you can add that forward movement, or you can stay where you're at and just try to go a little bit faster.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right. Oh, I messed up. We got an extra, we got a bonus round.
3.
All right, let's do that one more time.
Go.
So out, in, out. Again, hold on as you need to. We're almost done.
Three, 2, 1.
All right, nice job, everyone. Push my timer out of the way. Okay, so now we're gonna move to some more full body dual tasking things. So I'm going to set up a scenario for you or a pattern, and you're gonna do your best to follow me. Again, this is gonna be challenging. It's meant to be. You know, these classes are recorded, so if you find this class extremely difficult, go back and use these as a way to practice the dual tasking and kind of the coordination drills on your own. So the first one, back up, we're gonna start with your feet somewhat close together. We're going to cross our arms. So I'm giving myself a hug. Then I'm gonna go out, nice and big. And if that moment, that little hop is too hard, you can go here and here. Okay, so we're getting out into that big stance. Then we're gonna reach up, nice and big and tall. Then we're gonna bring our hands down to our shoulders. Again, you can step your feet in or you can hop them in. So now we're touching our shoulders. And then we're going to, oh yeah, gotta remember. Then we're going to step out with my right leg, left arm, opposite for you, and then kick out the other side. So again, that's a big stretch of motions that we're gonna combine. So that's the big picture. So here we go. The first one is going to be the cross, okay? So cross, we're gonna build it up together, but I want to show you the whole thing first. So cross, then we're going to open, 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 okay? Let's start from the beginning. Cross, open, open. Very good. Again, if you're here and you want to push yourself, try to do that big open. Again, if you can't do that, you'll do the step. Okay, so we'll start from the top. We're gonna go cross, open. Now comes our next sequence. Up. So I'm reaching up as high as I can. Arms are really stretching, okay? So we'll start from the top. We're gonna cross, open, up. Let's do it one more time. Cross, open, up. Now comes the next one, down. So I'm touching my shoulders with my hands. If you can't keep your elbows in, that's fine. They can wing out a little bit if they have to go all the way here. If you don't quite have that much range of motion, that's okay. Just whatever you can touch. If it's the back of your head, your shoulders, that's okay. All right, let's repeat that sequence again. So we start with the cross. We open. We reach. We tap our shoulders. Very good. All right, let's do it again. Cross, open, up, shoulders. Now feet together. So we got to close back down, okay? I got mine really close together. You don't have to, you can just step them in, okay? That's our next move. All right, so here we cross, open, up, tap, feet together. All right, next move, kicking out with your opposite arm reaching. Then we come back, opposite arm reaching. And then we start from the top. So let's try to sequence all of those moves together now that you have them. So feet semi together, we cross, we open, we reach, we tap, together, step, step. Let's do it again. We cross, we open, we reach, we tap, bring them together, step, step. And again. So feet here, we cross, we open, we reach, we tap, together, step, step. Okay, let's do it again. We cross, we open, we reach, we tap, together, step, step. Now, if you're having trouble with this, try saying those cue words out loud with me as I go. So there's really good evidence that demonstrates that if you can say things out loud and recall that way as you're doing it, you'll have better performance, okay? It's a really good strategy. So let's try it all together. Say the cueing words out loud because I'm going to start taking them away and I want you guys to still be able to do the movements. So we start, we cross, we open, reach, tap, together, step, step, cross, open, reach, tap, together, step, step. One more time, all together. We cross, open, reach, tap, together, step, step. All right, we're going to do a few more, but I'm going to take some of those cueing words away. So see if you can remember them. If you can still recall them, say them out loud while you're doing the movements, okay? Here we go. Cross. Reach. Together. Step. Open. Tap. Oh, forgot one. Step. Cross. Reach. Together. Step. Open. Tap. Step. Good. We'll try 2 without any cues. So I don't know if you guys could tell, but I was just alternating between the cues. So I was doing 1, pause, the other, and then I alternated on the second round. So that's, again, a good way of challenging yourself at home with dual tasking. So take this pattern, just change up when you're giving yourself the cue out loud. All right, here we go. No cues at all, just the movements. Say the cues at home if you still know them. Again. All right, very good, you guys. So again, whole body movements, adding that dual tasking, trying to keep that pattern alive. All right, next thing we're gonna work on, let me get my watch ready, is we are going to assign numbers to each of your limbs. So we have 2 arms and 2 legs. So we're gonna do numbers, okay? So 1, so this is going to be your left. 2 is going to be your right. 3 is going to be your left. And 4, your right, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so this time around, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to call out a number. It can be a single number or a series of numbers. And as I'm doing that, I want you to reach out or step out with that corresponding limb. Again, if you're sitting, you'll do the same thing. If you have arms on the chairs, just scoot forward a little bit, and you might have to, touch forward a little bit with your legs instead of going out. That's totally fine. Just move in the constraints of whatever environmental context that you have. Okay, so we're gonna do this for a minute. And I'm gonna start easy, maybe make it a little bit harder, and just try to do your best. All right, so just start with your feet in a neutral position, good balance, and we're going to start. 1, 3, 4, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 2. All right. 2, 4. 1, 3. 1, 2. 3, 4. That one's tricky. 4, 2. 1, 4. Ooh. Yeah, I get messed up too. 3, 1. There we go. All right, take a little break, kind of check in with yourself, see what was difficult. Was it hard trying to remember what numbers each of your limbs were? Was it hard just to coordinate the movement? Was it hard just to stay with the speed that I chose? So kind of again, check in with yourself, see where you had difficulty with. We're gonna do it again one more time. So you get another shot at trying to figure out, challenge yourself, make it a little bit harder. All right, I'm gonna reset the clock. We're gonna do the same thing, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your quick review. We'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So let's go 1 and 4. 2 and 3. 1 and 2. 3 and 4. 4 and 1. 3 and 1. 2 and 4. 4 and 3. 1 and 2. Good. Take a second, take a little break. So again, pretty difficult, not an easy task. The next round we're going to do is make it even a little more complex. So now, instead of just standing, if you're sitting, you're just going to keep up with the same idea, okay? But if you're standing, we're going to try adding a squat in the mix. So one more level of difficulty. So you will squat as I'm saying the number. So if I say 1, squat 1. If I squat and say 4, 4. So we're just adding in another layer of movement. Doesn't have to be big squats. You're not squatting super far like you would for, a strengthening exercise. We're just doing it to challenge your brain a little bit. If you're sitting, if you wanted to add in, you can just kind of add in a forward trunk bend before as the people that are standing, okay? All right, here we go. We've got a minute on the clock. All right, so 1, do the review. 2, 3, 4. Let's do 1 and 3. 2 and 4. Oops, I messed that up. 2 and 4. 1 and 3. Okay. Down 1. 1, 2. 2, 4. 1, 3. 1, 4. 2, 3. 1, 2. 3, 4. That one's tricky. Down. 1, 4. 2, 3. All right, take a break. Good work, everyone. So I just wanted to show you again how we can take a simple task, layer it, make it even harder following rounds. So again, I know that one was probably difficult and challenging. If it was, perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to challenge you guys today. Again, go back, do this class again. Try to implement it into your weekly routine if you're not doing something to challenge your brain. All right, next we are going to move into our lunges or steps. So you guys, if you've been to classes before, which I think many of you have, you know we're big fans of these. So that big step forward, right? If you're sitting, you're going to do the same thing. We're just gonna have big steps forward. So as we're doing this, I'm gonna have you reaching with that opposite arm. Now we have two motions going. You're alternating between your left and your right. And it's the opposite hand that's reaching. So you got to keep that pattern going. Good. Okay, so now to add in our second layer, or maybe third layer of difficulty, we are going to add in a category. So as you're stepping and as you're reaching, I want for you to name out loud, because you guys are alone and on mute, US cities. So I won't be saying anything, because I don't want to get you guys mixed up. So let's see if you can name US cities while you're stepping, while you're reaching for 1 minute. I'll randomly throw in some, because I know some of you may get stuck. I'll give you a hint every now and then. Des Moines. Sandusky, Ohio. Miami. Got 15 more seconds. Modesto. Dallas. All right, so there's a minute. So again, think about what we just did. Think about what was hard for you. Was it difficult just that beginning part, just trying to sequence the left to the right with the arms? If it's difficult, practice just the legs first. Get that pattern down, then add the arms. Then as that gets easier, then add that third thing, which is that cognitive piece. We can make things easier, we can make things harder. All right, so let's do a second round. Same idea, I'm not gonna change the movement pattern at all. I'm just gonna change the category that you guys will be naming. All right, so next one, next category. So let's start stepping and reaching again, alternating sides, opposite arm and leg. All right, your next category is going to be famous people. So anybody famous. Here we go, your minute starts now. And I'll randomly add some in. Elvis. Jackie Chan. You guys are halfway through. Oprah. Bruce Springsteen. Ronald Reagan. David Copperfield. All right, nice job. Nice work, everyone. So again, simple movement pattern, layered on some difficulty with. All right, so that was forward. We're going to also try doing it with sideways, okay? So again, if you're sitting in the chair, same idea. You're going to step. So I'm stepping out sideways. This time, for the cognition part, instead of doing a category like I just did, we're going to use the same or opposite as a cue for which arm is going to be stepping out to the side with your foot. So if I step out to the side and I say same, I want you reaching that same arm out. If we step out to the side and I say opposite, then the opposite arm is going to have to reach out. So your job is to just keep that stepping pattern moving and then listen for the cues, whether I say same or opposite, okay? This one is going to be challenging. Let's see how we do. I'll set my watch. Opposite. Same. Opposite. Same. 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 Opposite. Opposite. Same. Same. Opposite. Same. 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 Opposite. Opposite. Same. Same. Opposite. Opposite. Same. Same. Opposite. Opposite. Same. Same. Opposite. All right, that was a minute. Take a little rest break. That one can be pretty challenging again. So again, another just different way of challenging your brain and your body, your balance, coordination, all of those things. So we'll take a brief little break, and then we're gonna do one more round. So same movement pattern, focusing on alternating left and right steps. And I'm going to give you the cue for what your arms should be doing. All right, here we go. Opposite. Same. Same. Opposite. Opposite. Same. 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 Opposite. Opposite. Same. Opposite. Same. Same. Opposite. Opposite. Same. Same. Opposite. Opposite. Same. Same. Opposite. Opposite. Same. Same. Opposite. 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 Same. All right, nice job, you guys. All right, so that concludes our class today. So again, I hope I gave you guys some new ideas for your dual tasking. It is something that we recommend doing. It's definitely really important. And again, if you have difficulty, I encourage you to go back, do these same classes. Again, find whatever you need to work on, because we all need to be working on something. All right, well, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Comments, questions, concerns, feel free to reach out to Lisa or myself. And if you guys want to see anything specific in any of the following classes, please let us know.